We have all heard of ancient history's big-name mysteries like Atlantis, Stonehenge, and the Ark of the Covenant. Famous enigmas that have fascinated people for centuries. But what about the lesser-known mysteries of the ancient world? The ones that don't make it into every history book, but are just as fascinating, if not more. Today, we're exploring 4 ancient mysteries that may not be household names, but certainly deserve your attention. From cryptic scripts to buried cities, get ready to dive into the unknown, the unexpected, and the unexplained. Rapa Nui, better known as Easter Island, is a remote volcanic island in the Pacific. It is famous for its massive moai statues, towering stone heads and torsos that gaze inland. Yet Easter Island also holds a different kind of puzzle, the Rongorongo script. Rongorongo is a system of glyphs carved on wooden tablets discovered on Easter Island in the 19th century. At first glance, the glyphs resemble small human figures, plants, animals, and geometric shapes. However, no one has been able to definitively decipher their meaning or determine if this truly constitutes a complete writing system. Many researchers speculate that Rongorongo might preserve knowledge about the island's origins, its early rulers, or perhaps details on how the colossal moai were constructed and transported. Others have proposed that it could be a form of proto-writing or a mnemonic device intended to accompany oral traditions such as genealogical chants or religious rituals. One major obstacle to deciphering Rongorongo is the lack of any bilingual text that could guide its interpretation. Additionally, in the late 19th century, European missionaries on Easter Island suppressed the script, considering it part of a pagan belief system. As a result, many tablets were destroyed or lost, leaving only a handful for modern study. Several linguists and archaeologists have dedicated their careers to cracking the code. Some see potential connections to hieroglyphic systems in other parts of Polynesia, or posit that contact with distant cultures influenced its creation. Although proposed partial translations exist, there is still no widely accepted reading of the script. Rongorongo continues to fascinate linguists, cryptographers, and visitors to the island. The wooden tablets could contain stories of how the Rapa Nui overcame ecological challenges, clues about their religious practices, or an entire trove of lost cultural knowledge. Whatever the case, these glyphs remain an alluring ancient enigma. It might come as a surprise that there's a pyramid nestled in the Greek countryside. This structure, known as the Hellenikon Pyramid, is located near the city of Argos in the Peloponnese region. In its current state, the Hellenikon Pyramid appears as a modest trapezoidal ruin, not nearly as imposing as the pyramids of Giza. Nevertheless, debates in archaeological circles about its origin, purpose, and even its builders have been ongoing for years. One line of thinking proposes that this pyramid was once a tomb, resembling in function the Egyptian pyramids that served as burial chambers for pharaohs. Another hypothesis suggests that it may have been used as a small fortress or watchtower, taking advantage of its elevated vantage point. A less common but intriguing theory holds that it was erected as a memorial on a battlefield, possibly commemorating those who perished in conflict. Historical references from the 2nd century AD geographer Pausanias support this idea, at least in part. What adds further complexity are the conflicting results from different dating methods. Some studies place the construction date as far back as 2720 BC, suggesting the possibility that it could predate certain Egyptian pyramids. Other analyses, however, indicate a more recent date in the 4th century BC, placing it firmly in the classical period of Greece. These discrepancies have fueled speculation. If the structure is indeed ancient enough to rival the Egyptian pyramids, it would rewrite parts of architectural history. Conversely, if it is from the classical era, it raises the question of why Greeks would build a pyramid-like monument at that time and in that location. Despite years of excavation and research, no definitive answers have emerged. Standing among the ruins leaves visitors with a sense of how many layers of history might be buried beneath the ground. The Hellenikon pyramid reminds the world that ancient peoples might have borrowed or adapted architectural concepts from each other or developed them independently within specific cultural contexts. Its existence invites comparisons between different ancient civilizations and raises questions about how ideas in engineering and design can converge in distant places. In the end, the structure stands as a testament to Greece's diverse historical legacy. Beyond the famous Parthenon and the other well-known sites, the Hellenikon pyramid is an overlooked marvel, one that tells a still unfinished story of cultural exchange, innovation, and mystery. The next stop on this journey is in eastern China, specifically Zhejiang province. Here lies a group of 24 artificial sandstone caverns that have puzzled experts since their accidental discovery in 1992. Called the Longyu Caves, or the Xiananhai Stone Chambers, they are situated near the village of Xi'an, not far from the Chu River in Longyu County, Chuzhou Prefecture. The initial discovery occurred when 4 local farmers decided to drain a small pond. Instead of finding mud or a few fish, they stumbled upon a colossal man-made cavern beneath the water's surface. Draining additional ponds in the area led to the uncovering of more of these vast chambers, 24 in total. These caverns have been determined to be more than 2,000 years old, yet no historical document mentions their construction. The scope of the project raises immediate questions. In ancient China, large-scale endeavors, such as constructing canals, roads, or major monuments were typically recorded, especially when they required extensive labor and resources. How could a venture of this magnitude, covering over 30,000 square meters in total floor area, leave no trace in historical records? On average, each cave spans over 1,000 square meters, with ceilings up to 30 meters high. Every surface, walls, ceilings, and pillars, is adorned with uniform chisel marks, arranged in parallel bands angled at about 60 degrees. The level of precision and consistency in these carvings suggests a meticulously orchestrated effort. Equally perplexing is the fact that none of these caves are interconnected, despite their close proximity and seemingly coordinated design. If the intention was to create an underground palace, storage facility, or any large complex, it would be logical to connect the chambers. Excavating small tunnels between them would have required far less effort compared to the monumental task of carving each separate cavern. Pottery fragments dating between 206 BC and 23 AD have been found in silt within the caves, which suggests they were at least in use during that time. However, whether they were created specifically in that era or earlier remains open to debate. Equally puzzling is what might have motivated such an enormous enterprise. Were these sites intended as quarries, secret hideouts, ceremonial chambers, or perhaps something else entirely? The structural integrity of the caves also raises eyebrows. Despite being over 2 millennia old, the pillars and ceilings remain largely intact. Tons of rock must have been removed during excavation, yet traces of such removal in nearby areas have not been discovered. Scholars have proposed a range of theories. Some consider these caves to have been ancient quarries, whereas others point to evidence suggesting a far more specialized purpose. Interestingly, the Huashan grottos, around 200 kilometers away, resemble the Longyu caves in certain respects, yet they are believed to have been constructed much later during the Ming dynasty, 1552 to 1667 AD. This temporal gap leaves open the possibility that the Huashan grottos either drew inspiration from the Longyu caves or simply emerged from a comparable cultural or religious impetus. The architectural achievement of the Longyu Caves speaks volumes about the engineering capabilities of ancient civilizations, as well as the mysterious motivations and resources that would have been required to complete such a task. Until more concrete evidence surfaces, such as inscriptions, records, or additional artifacts, speculation will continue. For now, the Longyu Caves stand as one of China's most captivating archaeological riddles. Much like the fabled tales of the lost city of Z and El Dorado, legends of a lost city called Paititi have circulated for centuries, luring explorers and treasure hunters into the dense Amazon rainforest. Often described as a hidden Inca stronghold full of gold and riches, Paititi is sometimes said to reside in the border regions of Peru, Bolivia, or Brazil. The story of Paititi can be traced back to the Spanish conquest of the Inca Empire in the 16th century. When the conquistadors seized control, it is said that the Incas fled, carrying invaluable treasures and artifacts into a secret city deep in the rainforest. Over the centuries, numerous adventurers, fortune seekers, and researchers have embarked on quests to find Paititi. Many returned empty-handed or did not return at all. The notion of Paititi's existence is bolstered by real-life discoveries, such as Machu Picchu, an awe-inspiring citadel unknown to the outside world until 1911. If something as magnificent as Machu Picchu remained hidden for centuries, it's not far-fetched to imagine another lost city waiting to be found. Yet, separating fact from legend can be challenging. In some interpretations, Paititi might be a composite of local myths, travelers' tales, and historical events. In others, it is as tangible as any known archaeological site, just waiting for the right expedition to confirm its existence. Letters from Spanish missionaries and travelers in the 16th and 17th centuries sometimes allude to a city of immense wealth located in the remote jungle region of Madre de Dios in southeastern Peru. In 2001, an Italian archaeologist, Mario Poglia, uncovered a document in the Vatican archives that mentioned such a place, further fueling the belief in Paititi's reality. To date, modern technology, satellite imagery, drone surveys, and LiDAR scanning has revealed intriguing patterns that could indicate man-made structures under the dense forest canopy. However, definitive proof remains elusive. Stories continue to swirl about hidden temples and labyrinthine passageways filled with gold. While such tales could be exaggerated, they also echo a widespread human fascination with lost civilizations and buried wealth. For some enthusiasts, Paititi represents the last uncharted stronghold of Inca culture, a place where traditions, religious practices, and perhaps even archives of knowledge might have survived the Spanish onslaught. Until the city is definitively located, or proven to be no more than legend, Paititi will continue to captivate the imagination, beckoning adventurers to venture deeper into the vast green maze of the Amazon in hopes of uncovering the Incas' greatest secret. From the cryptic glyphs of Easter Island to the hidden caverns of Longyu, the world is filled with mysterious sites and legends that highlight just how much remains unknown about our ancient past. Every discovery and every new clue offers another glimpse into the tapestry of human history, one that reveals the incredible breadth of creativity, resilience, and ambition. If you've made it this far, please do consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help us out. But as always, thanks for watching, stay curious, and we'll see you on the next one.